I don't hear anything, Steve. Aloha. No? You hear me? Hello? Aloha. Uh, aloha. Aloha. Wow. Well, today, yay. Aloha and welcome to New Thought Center, Hawaii. For those of you out in Cyberland, just to let you know, we had a little gift from the gods by creating a little dog-friendly kind of chaos in our world with the speaker, and she's back now, and I think the dog situation has resolved, and so we got to enjoy Lori Callie, right? Kaylee and Manuel Roberto and their beautiful, beautiful music, and we'll hear some more in a little while. So right now we're going to just start out with a reading. We're going to have Patty Wall come and offer us some insight.
So can you hear me okay? Bliss and joy come in moments. Okay, can you hear me now? Okay. No? I don't think it's on. Okay. Unwrapped moments. Bliss and joy come in moments of living our highest truth, moments when what we do is consistent with our archetypal depth. It's when we're most authentic and trusting and feel that what we are doing, which can be quite ordinary, is nonetheless sacred. The budding rose, the flowering tree, the corn ripe for harvest, the child at play, the surging tide, the saint kneeling before the altar of his faith are all manifestations of the one life, one presence, one power. Ernest Holmes, Living Without Fear. Breathe in the fullness of life through all your senses. Breathe in through the top of your head and the soles of your feet. That's the experience of the universe becoming aware of itself through you. You have all the capacity you need to take in the fullest expression of spirit, all of its nectar, all of its truth. Your bandwidth for divine wisdom is immeasurable. You are divinely ordinary, made extraordinary with the awareness of your magnificence. Unwrap the sacredness of the ordinary every day with childlike enthusiasm and find its splendor in all the nooks and crannies. Smell the roses, taste the rain, be alive with the goodness of spirit infused in space and time. Trust the pull of authenticity that brings you your full self to the radiance and reflection of faith fulfilled, and know that at the core of your feeling, There is only one life, one presence, bringing itself to your reflection. Choose today your awakening to the extraordinary life that cleanses you, chooses you in every moment. Feel free to trust the divine authority, the sacred experience that people propels you to your highest expression, your divine identity. Know the one power operates in and through you. All that you do bursts of intellect and spirit, colliding with the infinite mind and becoming the moment. Affirmation. I am the essence of spirit in all things. I embrace the true nature of goodness within me and within everyone around me.
Thank you, Patty. That was beautiful. So, we're going to move into our opening prayer right now. And so I'd like to invite everybody to just find a space and get comfortable and settle in to, oh, there's so many new faces. I'm so happy. Sorry. I'm getting thrilled by the people showing up because the mask mandate is over. Yay. Okay. So just settle into your chair, however is good for you. And just maybe put your hands in your lap and focus on your breathing. And let's all breathe together. We're going to do the Hawaiian breathing style. So it is breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your mouth. And when you breathe out through your mouth, a sound naturally occurs, which is ha. And the ha is the breath, the Hawaiian source of spirit. And I just lost my. This this is a trickster day, I guess. Does it work? You turned me down or something? Hello, 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 hello. I'm okay now. I can't hear me. Oh, there I. Okay. So, anyway, so we're gonna do the ha 3 times together to ground us, and then we'll move into our meditation. So, let's everybody breathe in and breathe out. Ha. And breathe in and breathe out. Ha. And breathe in and breathe out. Ah. And notice how your body feels just a little different than before we did that breath. And allow that settling and that quietness that just overtook you. Allow that to move deeply into you. Allow your whole body to just relax, to let go, and to keep breathing in and out. And be aware of your body now. And be aware of your heart center. And be aware that in that heart center, there's a little spark of light. You might be able to see it, or you might not. For some people, it might be really big. But for most of us, it's just a little spark right now. So, what we're going to do is breathe into that place and allow it to expand with each breath and each thought. And focus our thoughts on that spark of light expanding and growing and expanding and growing and filling our whole body, filled with this spark of light. This is our love light. We allow that love light to continue to expand and grow with each breath, moving out beyond our bodies, moving out through this whole room and touching everyone, every person, every place, everything with our love. And then being aware that our love is continuing to expand. We can't stop it. It's going to just keep growing with each breath. And we continue to breathe and let it grow and expand out into this whole space that we're in. Oh, it's so easy to do this. We just let go and let it happen. Just keep breathing and let it grow. Relax into this space. Breathing more and more deeply, allowing it to grow even more. And the whole city of Kealakekua is now filled with our love as we bless every place, every person, and everything with that love light that is truly our source, who we really are. Going even deeper now, allowing it to expand even more, feeling it through your whole body, feeling that light grounding down through your legs, down out your feet into Mother Earth, connecting with Mother Earth and bringing that energy up into your heart and feeling that presence of Mother Earth in your heart and allowing that energy to now move up through the chakras, up through the third eye, up through the crown chakra, and way up above you, where it fountains down around you and just embraces you in love. And allow that to continue to expand until this whole Hawaii island is filled with your love light, being blessed by it. Every person, every place, and everything. And now we're going to allow it to move into the ocean. And the ocean is all around this whole world we live on. We're going to allow it to expand even more, bigger and bigger and bigger, through this whole ocean till it reaches other lands, other countries, other worlds, other places, other people, other things, allowing it to move all through the whole world. And as we embrace all of this in love, we send our strongest love, our most focused love, to those places that really need it more. Any place where there is war or loss, ill health, lack, any place where there is anything that is less than beautiful and wonderful, we send our love now to increase the love there and let it draw to itself the love of the universe, the love of infinite spirit, the love of infinite source. And we know this blessing is a blessing for all, everywhere. We surround them all with our love and our light. And as we bless, we are blessed. And our own love and light heals us as well. Bringing our awareness back now. Back here. Back to this body. Back to this place. Back to this moment. Feeling more alive and more full of love than we've ever experienced in our entire life right now. Being aware with everything we have. Opening our eyes to be fully present here and now. We are all blessed. Ualele valiatula. Mama e. Ah. Spirit led me on a journey there. So, like to start with introductions. Those of you online, you're watching YouTube from New Thought Center of Hawaii on this March day, something 26th, I think, 27th. And today I am the facilitator. My name is Reverend Pomaikai Kulan. And today we have an amazing speaker, Kauakea Winston, and she's going to share with us uh, all that she knows about astrology and lead us on a wonderful journey. And today we are blessed with our musicians. We have Roberto Manuel, sorry, Manuel Roberto and Lori Callie. And we're happy to see new faces here today. That's an absolute joy. We have a couple special visitors here that are going to share with us a little later. And we have a wonderful tech guy working our tech today, and that's Stephen. Thank you, Stephen. And thank you to everyone who's done so much. Remember, later on is our, what do we call it? It's the New Thought Farmers Market, right? And it'll be at the close of service. And there's some yummy, yummy things out there that people have brought to share. So thank you all for whatever you contributed. And I'm already tasting those mountain apples. I don't know who brought those, but yay. So New Thought was created out of a need for a minister, and we realized we didn't need one. We were actually told we didn't need one, that we could minister to each other. And that's actually what we're doing. We have been doing this for a number of years now, and we have the most amazing people come to visit us and share their wisdom. We have the most amazing people who live here, like Kauakea. She comes to bless us with her knowledge from Honoka'a. And we have the most amazing musicians who show up to share their gifts with us. We are so honored and so blessed. So if you're ever in Hawaii, you folks out there, come visit us here. We'd love to see you every Sunday at 10 o'clock. And now, are we going to do self-induct? Okay. We were going to do self introductions around the room, but I think we're going to, how are we going to do that, Pasha? Have them stand up, or do we have a mic? Yeah. Yeah. That won't go very far, though. Okay. So our wonderful guest is going to be super creative and come up with a wonderful question that you'd like everybody to answer in a very briefly. Yes.
Oh, is it on? Okay, so my name's Pasha, and my sign is Sagittarius.
Oh, I'm Patty, and I'm another Sagittarius.
I'm Palmer, and I'm a Pisces.
I'm Tony, Aries.
I'm Genevieve, and my sun sign is Virgo.
Danielle, and I'm a Leo.
I'm Steven, and I'm a double Sag, almost a triple.
I'm Jean, and I'm a Virgo with Aries rising and Aries moon.
Wow. And I'm Aaroness, and my sign is Pisces on the cusp of Aquarius Pisces.
It's going to feed up from the speaker. Anyway, my name is Manuel, and I'm a Capricorn. And in the Chinese astrology, I'm a snake. It's going to feed back. You may want to walk over.
us. Okay.
Lori, and sun sign Libra.
I'm Momi, and I'm an Aquarius.
I'm Genevieve, and sun sign Aquarius.
White horse, sun sign Taurus.
Taurus. Okay.
I'm Shayna. I'm the first Cancer here.
Thanks. Nice to meet you all. I'm Lance the Leo.
Okay. Next week we should use the handheld mic. It does reach, not totally easily.
I'm Terry. I'm a double Gemini.
Oh, and you folks have your own mics, right? Yes. Okay. Oh, well, okay, well, why don't you use this for this? So yeah, you have to do your own, answer your own.
Answer my own question. I'm a Virgo with an Aries moon and a Scorpio rising.
Okay. And you have your mic.
And my name's Pomaikai, and I am a Sagittarius with an Aquarius moon.
You guys are all the Sag truth and freedom seekers. Okay, Steven, I'm not putting this on correctly. I don't know how this headset works.
Okay, well, now we'd love to have a little music from our musicians. And while they're getting ready, I'd like to invite all of you to be thinking of a miracle that you would love to come up here and share with us.
Thank you.
feel free to stand up in the back and dance.
Or just hand dance.
So here at New Thought, we have learned that when you do actual clapping or applause for something, it breaks the energy, because that loud sound breaks the energy. So we've adopted a style of appreciation, which is using the International Sign Language sign for applause, which is this, 2 hands. And then if you want to give them a standing ovation, then you do this. So that's what we're doing up here with that. And feel free to adopt that and pass it around the world, because when you're doing anything that moves you deeply into yourself, that's the most wonderful way to have other people appreciate you, is by doing that instead of the clapping. So something new. Pasha's going to hand out something that you're giving everybody, right?
Yeah, astrology 2022 insights. Sure, that's fine. Yeah.
Well, while we're waiting for the first volunteer to come up and share their miracle, who is that? Miracles? Am I on?
Aloha. Are we on? I think we are. I don't need this. I'm so loud. Anyway, well, it's a miracle to be able to not have to wear a mask after these long 2 years. But my miracle is I had this kind of weird rash on my forehead, and I was like, oh, And so I fasted, and it went away beautifully. And I haven't fasted for a while, but boy, you really get out there. So, but that was a beautiful miracle, and I'm very grateful, and I'm just loving seeing everybody's beautiful smiling faces. Thank you.
We have anyone else anyone? Hello?
Yeah. The mic here.
Well, it's also a body miracle. So I got inspired by you because closer like this. Okay. A week ago, I suddenly in the morning, I had like this horrifying nerve pain. I could not sit, I could not stand, I could not walk. And I thought, how am I going to do this the next coming weeks? And I could not, then I went to bed, I could not turn around in bed. And then I got a treatment, and really it was an acupuncture treatment, and they didn't even work with my hips, neither the nerves nor only the organs. 2 days later, it was completely gone. So I'm amazed by the miracle of the body, by like how the healing can come from an unknown place. I hadn't thought of working with my organs. So thank you to the miracle of our bodies and the healing. Yeah. An acupuncturist in Ocean View. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but no. Yeah. Well, he doesn't practice here. He's from Colorado. So I don't know if I have permission to share his name. But if you ever need an acupuncture treatment, come to me and I refer you.
Or in Kona. Also in Kona, there's acupuncture. Very good. We go, acupuncture really does work. Yes. It's in Kona.
Okay. For me, my miracle is not about a certain person, but it's about the healing of the body. That's what I want to affirm, like the miracle of the body healing itself. Wherever you feel called to, that's the channel. Yes.
It's not. The thing is that I have been thinking about actually for a while now is that we all have such resources here on the island, And, one of the things I have to harken back to is the fact that we're all most of us are dolphin people, and dolphin people are singular and not necessarily, sharing and stuff. So we we have all these wonderful resources and sources of amazing things and people and places that we could be utilizing if we all knew about each other's people, places, and things and sources. So I am suggesting that we, from this moment on, be more open in our sharing about what is helping us, what is moving us through where we're at, what is moving us deeper into spirit, what is really touching our soul, what is really a blessing, because when we bless each other, we bless the whole world. So I'm just suggesting that this could be a new opportunity for a new beginning of deeper and more complete sharing with each other. Thank you. So now I want to introduce you to our not new speaker. She's been here before. To our speaker, and she gave everyone a handout, which is amazing because it has all the important dates that we need to remember for our sanity. And she comes to us from Honoka'a, although she's been spending time with her husband in Kailua Kona lately, and actually had a wonderful encounter with her just a couple of weeks ago to celebrate Palmer's birthday. And Tony was with me and my daughter Faith, and Faith fell in love with her dog, and her she just woke up this morning going da da da. So it's been kind of an interesting journey, all of this, and intertwining and interweaving. And before I forget again, I wanted to just let everybody know there is a sign up sheet over on that table. Very few spots, but there are 15-minute readings you can sign up for later today if you would like to have one with her after lunch, after we come back from lunch. So just getting you set up for that. And this woman, oh my, she's a healer. She is a visionary. She is awesome. She's an awesome being just to hang out with. Her energy vibe is just amazing. I wish you all everywhere could be here to experience that. And I'm going to let her explain to you anything else she wants to tell you. And mostly just going to pass the baton and let you take it from here. Yeah.
Last weekend, the weekend before, we hadn't seen each other in a couple of years, and then Faith got to pet my dog Hermes, who I brought, but Hermes is now with his daddy in Kona. I'm delighted to be here again, and I love talking about astrology. And as you can see on the floor, those of you that are on YouTube and everybody out here, I like to use a lot of visuals with astrology, and these are really big changing times we're in. I don't know how many of you watched the recent series called Changing of the Gods. It was a 10-part series about by a book that Richard Tarnas, a well-known astrologer, wrote on the book Cosmos and Psyche. And it was about the historical significance of two planets, Pluto and Uranus, every time they either came together in what we call conjunction, or they were in an opposition or a square. And if that series is an incredible primer to understanding the relationship of the planets to one another and how these transits can affect us collectively in larger group settings as well as individually. For instance, those of you that are, hi Dan, those of you that are born in the mid 60s is when Uranus and Pluto were conjoined together. And that's when the Vietnam War, and we had civil rights and women's rights, and, Woodstock was happening. And, there was a huge awakening of human consciousness, of saying that the status quo was not going to be okay anymore. And so here's Pluto. I call it the wrecking ball of our universe. It just comes along and says, we don't need this anymore. We don't need that anymore. And it's destroying those things that are no longer needed. And then, when it makes this square or this conjunction or opposition to the planet Uranus, the god of awakening, these are my Vesta Mystery School cards, it says, awaken your consciousness, wake up, And so we all know that these cycles of birth and life and death, and they go round and round and round. And so Pluto takes us into the mystery of not knowing when something's dying, what is giving birth. And we have to live in that in-between space. And we're in a huge cycle. Pluto's finishing its 20-year cycle in the sign of Capricorn. And we have one Capricorn here. So if you're a late degree, if you're born kind of in later January, Pluto's messing with you, saying death to the old life, and there's something new coming. And this is going on, next year in 2023, Pluto will finally, after 20 years, change signs and go into Aquarius. And so this has been a long time coming. And Capricorn says, well, we must build it. We need roads. We need trucks. We need planes. We need structures. We need houses. Capricorn loves everything in the physical world that is utilized to create form and function in society. And so there's a wonderful usefulness with that. But when it has crystallized in form where it no longer has life, there's no life force to it. Aquarius comes along, the next sign after Capricorn, and says, let's pour the living waters of life. And even Aries is an air sign. Here we have our demigod pouring the living waters. And, we've been hearing about, the Aquarian age, we're in the Aquarian age. These ages are 2,000 years or longer. And, we were in a Piscean age before this. And the Piscean age, I call it the Piscean Virgo age. I like to do figure eights between the two signs that are working together, not opposing each other. In the Virgo Piscean age, for that 2,000 plus years, and during Christ's time, there was definitely a sense of, a sinner, you need to be saved. You need one person, one son of God. There's a sense of be perfect, Virgo, or you are a victim, Pisces. That's at its lowest nature. And as we move out of our own inner perfectionistic standards and move into the Aquarian age, which says, I will save myself. I'm not a victim. And I'm going to learn the higher nature of Pisces, which is, I'm going to go with the flow, baby. And I'm going to meditate, and I'm going to be in the unknown, the mystery that says, I don't know. And the higher nature of Virgo, which is, I will take care of my health, and I will pay attention to these details, and I will refine everything I touch. And not in a rigid way, but in a way that is serving truly, which is what Virgo's highest nature is. So if we're moving out of a 2,000-year era that the entire collective on the planet was in, then what is the Aquarian Leo age about? Here we're moving into Aquarius, the collective energy, which is about the collective, the community, the people, the brothers, the sisters, humanity. We're not looking, we're standing up high on the mountain and we're looking down saying, oh my God, our planet, our, our health. And we're seeing things from collective vantage points in ways that we have not in the past. The internet technology, which is also very Aquarian, has brought us to this place of having much broader perspectives, and we need that. So what does Leo bring in with the figure 8 on this Aquarian Leo age? The heart. Leo says, I will love with my big heart on my sleeve. I'll just show up. I'll participate. I'll do it. I'll make a mess. I'll dance. I'll sing. I'll just show up and play and be spontaneous and find out what happens. The fire sign that says, take a chance, So this is, what we're moving into. Leo, here's our Leo. That may look very majestic and very powerful, but Leos by nature can be very shy. And the sign after Leo is Virgo, and Virgo's painting by number. And Leo is just throwing paint on a canvas and using finger painting and saying, wow, it was really fun for me. But it's always sort of looking over the shoulder going, what do you think? And so there's a little bit of an evolutionary phase of needing that input from others. And Leos shine through that input. Otherwise, like the Cowardly Lion in the Wizard of Oz, when they get their nose hit, they can become very insecure. So what's the lower nature of Aquarius, this air sign? I don't care. I'm aloof, Oh, these world problems, they're way bigger than it's nothing I can do. Russia, Ukraine, I'll pray, but that's it, I love them, but it's all over there. Aquarius can be super aloof at its low point. So Aquarius needs Leo to care, to participate. Leo needs Aquarius to not get stuck in the ego and think it's all about me, and to see how what is going on with the self is also part of what's going on in the huge collective. And so one piece I wanted to share was that, people say, oh, the universe is taking care of it, and really there's a sun and all these planets that are the universe. And by following astrology, by following transits, the way the planets are moving past the star constellations, and noticing how that's impacting you personally in your own birth chart, you can have deep conscious awakenings of what your own personal journey is asking of you. Excuse me. Sorry. I'll give you an example of this from my own life. In 1999, I met my husband, who died in 2008. I'm now remarried to Gino, but Faryaba was a master astrologer. And when he got cancer in 2006, and we had to go through the magical mystery tour of not knowing, just keep trying this. And we were constantly alternative and doing some radiation and full of faith that he could heal. And yet, at the very end of his life before he died, I was really deeply getting into astrology. and I saw that transiting Saturn was right on top of my birth chart, Pluto. And Saturn is, the god limitation, self-discipline, patience. I'm going to talk about how these two are squaring now later. And then Pluto was transiting across my natal Saturn at the same time. So I had these two planets and they were both transiting each other in my chart. And I asked him, please help me understand, what are these planetary energies that are upon us that are creating all this massive change in our life right now? I didn't know if he was going to live or die at that point. It looked like he was moving towards death. And he wrote me a beautiful handwritten letter, which is my forever treasure. And he wrote that, and here's Saturn, which has to do with our inner authority and our ability to stand up and say, okay, here's what I'm going to do. Here's my own strength and inner resolve that it says, I'm a grown up, I'm mature, I will take responsibility for myself. And here's Pluto, back to the wrecking ball, the death, the mystery of life. But there's tremendous power in Pluto because it goes into the duende, the dark night, the blacker than black, that takes you into your humanity in a way that nothing else can. For those of you who've witnessed or been with someone who's died, it's just such a profound experience to understand that, we are with these newborn, precious little babies, and then we can be with an elder who's passing. And it matures us in ways nothing else can, really. And so his handwritten note to me said, outer authority could no longer diminish my inner light and my inner authority. That I was now coming into a point in my life where it was my time to share these wisdom teachings that he and I had been, seeped in for 9 years, talking astrology in day out, constantly. That was our dialogue. I had to learn how to talk like normal language after he died because everything had astrological correlations at all times. So, by following that transit and his interpretation and understanding, I was able to gain the perspective and the maturity that led me into creating an astrology school and a mystery school, Vesta Mystery School, and creating hands-on, because I'm a hands-on learner. And these are on the table over here, but these are the zodiac signs and then the planets and then the houses. And when I do my readings, I like to give you ways of looking at the archetype at its best and also when it's stressed. So we just have gone into spring equinox. Let's hear it for spring. And the moon's in Aries, in Aquarius today. And so if we look at the Aries card and we go, okay, what is the affirmation for Aries? I'm direct and I take action based on my instincts, like a little animal. I'm courageous and self-reliant. Okay, this is an independent sign. First fire sign, light the match, right? I trust my will and assert myself with strength and boldness. I have a clear sense of my individuality. I'm independent and I take risks to gain experience. Is the stove hot? No, the stove's hot. Don't touch it. Touch it. Ow, it is hot. Aries in action. Okay. I have the faith of a child and I jump in to try what inspires me. Jump in the deep end of the pool, find out if you can swim. I'm enthusiastic and I'm confident. I get very excited about starting things. Aries is not necessarily good at completing things, but they are the fire starter. And we need you, Aries. Our Aquarian community needs all 12 signs. And we need to be empowered to know when we are at our best and call forth our best to say, that's me. I bring that to my community. right? So, but how do we understand when our stress presents, and how do we self-care and be mindful so that, and how do we also have a deeper understanding of each other? My friend over here, double Aries. I'm like an Aries moon with a South Node Aries. This is really familiar territory for me. uh, when stressed, Aries says, I'm selfish, impatient with tendencies to rush. Okay, if we have somebody with strong Aries chart, or we even know just they're an Aries, we'll go, oh, wow, they're rushing. They must be stressed. They're pushing. Can we take care of them a little bit? Put a little hand on their shoulder. Hey, let's slow down a little. Let's just be here, you know? let's help each other here. I can be pushy, forceful, domineering, rash. I'm headstrong and willful. I act before I think, and I expect others to also be direct. I get overexcited and I'm easily disappointed when things don't go my way. I'm childish and I don't complete things. Yay, Aries. Let's hear it. So, part of stepping out of the whole Piscean Virgo age means we've got to start accepting that we are very imperfect humans that get stressed. And if we can own it and say, wow, you know, I'm a Virgo. If I'm stressed, I'm paying way too much attention to the details. I'm in Virgo jail. I'm in, you know, and so I have to draw a little Pisces medicine to get me to relax, play some music. So learning astrology and its opposites in particular can be a way of harmonizing and bringing into balance, right? I just also want to emphasize that there's a tendency, and I think it's really shifting now when we've talked about the earth, like that the earth is separate from us. You know, this is earth. We're earth, but we're also cosmos. We're all, you know, people are like, oh, I'm this sign or I'm that sign. But this astrology wheel has all 12 signs in it, 12 houses, 12 areas of our life. And by studying and learning the chart and working with it in conscientious ways to just notice, how can I go into my toolbox and bring out the best of who I am through understanding this star map, my birth chart? How can I notice that, you know, this is the star map for the new moon on March 31st coming up this Thursday. And you know, the sun and moon, every new moon join together at the exact moment and have their kiss, the yin and yang kiss. It's at 11 degrees, 31 minutes Aries. And that's its position. You can look in your birth chart to find out where 11 degrees Aries is and find out what house that's in and where this particular new beginning, the spring equinox we know is the new beginning. That's the astrological new year. You get 3 chances for the new year. January 1st, Lunar New Year, the second new moon in Aquarius, and then you've got, you know, the spring equinox. New beginnings. Why not notice from the birth chart where that plays out for you so that you work with that renewal energy in a more conscious, awakened way? And that's why astrology, beyond just having a reading that it says, okay, here's your chart and here's what this means and here's what that means, but that you actually work with transits in a way that bring tremendous awareness and consciousness to living. And it can be simple. There's so many apps on your phone now that will just give you the interpretation, you know, in between seeing your favorite astrologer. By the way, Joseph Mina from South Africa, he says hello to everyone. I had a very nice long talk and he informed me of some things. So, okay, with all that, let's just look at the insights for 2022. Some important dates, the Mercury retrogrades and the eclipses. The eclipses are always big turning points of the year. And so we've got one coming up April 30th, a partial solar eclipse at 10 degrees Taurus. And I wrote down, because Uranus is in Taurus right now, we can have some sudden unexpected changes at that time. I didn't write it in here, but just know solar eclipses are on new moon cycles and lunar eclipses are on the full moon. And the sun and the moon are opposite in full moon. The sun and moon are together at new moon, right? So the lunar eclipses can often be shadow time to really work with what's coming up that wants to be revealed about that lower nature and wants to come up and be noticed, so it becomes more aware and the light can shine on it and it's not hiding anymore. So prior to this April 30th solar eclipse, which is right after we have a really big transit coming up with Jupiter, which I have down here as being expansion. Jupiter being the largest planet in our solar system. It's like a big magnifying glass wherever it touches. So it's meeting up with the planet Neptune in Pisces. And Neptune is the planetary ruler of Pisces. And so here's my Neptune card, god of dreams and spirituality. And Neptune is about spiritual wisdom and compassion at best. Conscious expressions are the great dissolver of old life patterns through universal love. And Neptune is the higher octave of Venus. So this is a very deeply spiritual and loving energy. There's unity and creative vision here, very visionary. But what is Neptune in its unconscious expression? Delusion, chaos, escapism, fear, confusion, losing touch with reality, living in the dream world, living in an alternative spiritual, dimension, some astral realm. With Jupiter, the god of expansion and learning here, this is a really opportune time for meditation. The veil will be thin. We want to take advantage of April 12th as a time of sitting, really surrendering, really saying, I don't know. Show me, tell me, teach me. I need to be humble. I need to listen. I need to just allow these planetary energies, if you drink them in through your third eye, drink them in through your crown, and allow Jupiter is very optimistic and very hopeful. Jupiter can be at its lower vibration, overindulgent and extravagant. And Neptune and Jupiter joining up here in Pisces, in Neptune's own sign, in the sign of faith that says, I believe in the invisible world. I believe in spiritual things that I don't have to touch to know are real. Pisces says, I feel everything. I'm a dreamer ever hoping for heaven on earth. At best, I'm compassionate and spiritual. I love music and art. I'm subtle and imaginative. I can be very romantic and mystical, intuitive, empathic, receptive, sensitive, gentle, flexible, sacrificing at times. And yet, when there isn't a container, I always kind of describe Pisces as the two fishies here swimming the soul and the personality in God's big pond. And they don't really care if there's rotting, decaying matter over in this part of the pond. It's all beautiful, composting to something else. And over here, there's blossoming lotuses in the sunlight. And that's amazing. But it's all God's pond, and it's just all beautiful. You get a Virgo coming in there, and they'd want to clean the pond up, okay? And that's good too. Sometimes we need to clean up our ponds. So how do we find the balance, right? Jupiter and Neptune, if we tend to be spacey and not grounded, this could really space us out. This date, April 12th, as we're moving towards it. It's not like, oh, it's not happening. It's April 12th, it's happening. April 13th, it's not. It's all moving in circles. That's why we've got a cycle here. So I gave you guys this because astrologers are always talking dates. And if you don't write those dates down, you're like, what was that? So that beautiful meeting is coming up April 12th. And then right after it, we have this 10-degree Taurus solar eclipse on the new moon. And Taurus is the earth, but it's also our bodies. And it's about slowing down and really noticing what our values are. The eclipses happen wherever the lunar nodes are, the north node and the south node of the moon, the north-south axis points. This is where when this is going to be the sun and the moon crossing past the nodes, this is when we have these eclipses every year. And so it's a shift towards the north node is now in Taurus, and it says, do we value the earth? Do we value our bodies? Are we going to be willing to slow down and be? Taurus loves naps. Taurus loves to receive. Aries comes in, the first sign. Spring happens, everything's blossoming, growing, everything's. Taurus comes in, and the bull wants a nap under a tree. So this is the bounties, here. Do we feel secure yet? Are we able to receive what the earth is already giving us? Are we still problem solving? And I know the earth is in so much danger, and if we don't change our values, we're all at very, very high risk. Simplicity. That's also what Taurus is about. How do we simplify? So some of those things, and depending on, you can't give just one astrological forecast when each one of you has a very different star map birth chart. And if you've got a lot of Taurus or Scorpio in your chart, this is where the nodes are right now, and they're going to be transiting, and you're going to be feeling energies differently. Not everyone's going to be experiencing these eclipses and any of these transits in the same way. So on May 10th, right now, Jupiter is in Pisces. It's really a sweet time. If you guys can feel this energy, but it is definitely sweetness from in my world anyway. Jupiter will stay in one sign for a year, and on May 10th, it's going into the sign of Aries. Pisces is the completion sign. It's water. It's flow. Aries is the fire sign, says we're beginning, we're starting. So Jupiter, the big magnifier, the big, Santa Claus, the bringer of benefic gifts, is going into a sign that is going to speed the collective up. And every year when the sun goes into like Aries, like it is now, if you notice, people are going faster. When you're driving, you've got to be more careful. When it moves into Taurus on April 19th, things are going to slow down. Taurus is the slowest moving sign of the zodiac. So having an astro calendar that at least you're knowing, where's the sun? What sign is it in this month? What season are we in? We're in Aries season, and then we're going to move into Taurus season, right? So the other dates on here, Mercury retrogrades, good to know. Don't have to not travel or not plan anything, but just be mindful, double check the details. The other huge thing going on this year is Uranus and Saturn are squaring. They're making a 90-degree angle all year. And Uranus, if you notice this very rebellion, you got to get vaccinated. I'm not getting vaccinated. I'm not a part of the system. Okay. There's a really very funny parody about this that Saturday Night Live did called Throw It to the Ground. I highly recommend watching it. as things are really, changing of the guard, and we know that the old patriarchal ways are moving out, and that there's new and younger energy moving in, and the respect and the tolerance we have for the old and the new is really kind of the critical piece right now, right? And however we can do that with those people we love that are close to us, and whether we're doing that on a larger scale collectively, just know this entire year, this whole square is creating a tremendous tension to change our culture in a way that says we have to embrace innovation and new technologies and new ways of doing things. Otherwise, we can't make it as a species. And so how do we slow down enough and pay attention to do that? That's why I use astrology. And the last thing I'll say is that I don't have these for sale, but I created my first book this year. It's called the Moon Journal, and it has a journal page. And I'm a professional photographer. It will tell you each new moon and full moon cycle and give you a page to journal on with 2 important questions. And so we've got our next new moon coming up on Thursday in Aries. It says, can you see the natural order of your life? Do you rush when you get excited? And then it gives you a little chance to journal. And these, you can put my name in on Amazon and you'll see this come up. If you want to purchase it, that's where they're sold. I'll be having Zodiac essential oils when I do my readings. And you'll get to try the samples on, and I'll have these for sale, as well as the Zodiac cards or my self-study course. So thank you so much.
Okay. Be sure and sign up for a reading later today. And thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
I learned so much today.
Mm.
I thought I knew a lot, but I don't.
I try to make it Virgo practical.
That's wonderful. And really happy that we have this Joseph spirit is here with us today. I can feel it. It's really strong. Miss that guy a lot.
Starman.
Hope he comes back soon.
I think he's coming to the U.S. soon. We'll see if we can draw him back to the Big Island. Come, Joseph. He's a genius. He's brilliant. He's been one of my mentors, and I've learned a lot from him. It's helped me a lot.
Okay. I don't know what's going on. Microphone. All right. Well, now we're going to actually, can we pass the coal bowl around? Okay. So we're going to take a moment and share our appreciation in a tangible way with New Thought Center today, and give thanks for our speaker, for our musicians, give thanks for the roof over our head, even though it's a beautiful open lanai that looks out on the ocean. One more reason for you folks out there to come visit us here in Hawaii. And just to share whatever spirit moves you to share. Share. Hello, guys. Whoa. So, okay. Share from your heart. Share something that brings you joy. And when you give from your heart and from joy and from love, it comes back to you 1,000-fold. So when you bless, you are blessed. And we're going to listen to some yummy music. Alright. So now we're going to do our advertisements. That's kind of what they are. I just wanted to remind everybody that this Saturday is the Avocado Festival. Yoo-hoo! After 2 years of nothing, from 10 to 5 at Holly Hullaby, April 2nd. So please come. It's a free event, and it's a lot of fun just to show up and hang out and see people too. So I'm sure it's going to be great. Sunday service is coming up. You can check our website. you can sign up for our newsletter on our website, and then you'll get a notification each week of who is speaking and what's happening. And the other way is to listen to me now and take notes. So on the, I'm sorry? No, that doesn't work very well. Anyway, Craig Villarubia is our next speaker next Sunday, and he's going to be talking about love's presence is everywhere. And we're going to have music by Kaimana Lighthawk. Ooh. And on the 10th, woohoo, Adriana Atento, who is coming to the island. She used to be here a lot. She used to live here. And she is just an amazing human being. See? Oh, okay. She was, she, is she a Capricorn, I wonder? To have that kind of a job? A secretary for a financier? Yeah. Oh, okay. Three masterful three masterful ways to expand your experience of life with music by Mahina and Christina. And special opportunities. So today readings for 1 to 3, and they're $20 to sign up on the clipboard. I saw Tony has it over there if you want to partake in that. And Saturday, April 2nd, with the Avocado Festival, I guess, Prayer for Peace fundraiser for Ukraine on the Lanai from 1 to 4. Is that our Lanai? Our Lanai? Okay. On our Lanai here from 1 to 4. So go to the Avocado Festival in the morning and then come here in the afternoon. $20 in advance, or at the door 25 to 50. And would you, Gabrielle, would you like to say something about that? I mean, it's Genevieve, sorry. Had a G word, but
Hi, everyone. All right, great. We're mic'd. So you spoke earlier about miracles, and I kind of want to paint a picture for a future will happen miracle. And that miracle is that within this next month, Ukraine, through their resiliency and through their love and the support, actually ward off Russia, which sends a message to the world for all sovereign countries, all sovereign beings, to have their freedom to live peacefully in their ways and in their homes. So that's my prayer. And so within that prayer, we felt inspired to create an event that would help raise money and send support now. Hopefully, very soon, that support money can go towards rebuilding a nation and not warding off an invasion. So yeah, that'll be here 2 to 4 next Saturday. Actually, 1 to 4 next Saturday. 1 to 2 is a cacao ceremony. And then we'll have a live stream from 2 to 4 with music, sharings from some charity organizations that we're working with, and some sound healing with crystal singing bowls. So please join us. And if you can't join us in person, please tune in, especially those watching. And let's just see what we can do to help spread the love and spread some support to Ukraine.
wow. So many miracles are happening out of so much tragedy. It's kind of mind-blowing to me how me personally, I've had amazing experiences with things happening that could never have happened if it hadn't been for COVID. So it's not a wonderful thing in the world, but it's a creative thing in the world. And it's certainly been creative and helpful and wonderful in my world. So wait, you can't, you're not on. Here. Am I on here?
So, can you guys? I guess this is on. Okay. I loved what you're doing next Saturday, and I think there's many vigils going on for Ukraine. And my hope and is that the Jupiter Neptune conjunction April 12th, that something, because talk louder. Okay, the Jupiter Neptune conjunction on April 12th, that this will lead to a peaceful resolution for Ukraine. And so that's my highest prayer and hope. And
Thank you. No, I don't want to share my mic anymore. Okay, what do you need? Okay.
One of my god brothers, who is a very good friend of mine, he happened, and I've been in many kirtans with him and satsangs, and Sachinanda Swami. He's a guru, he's a Swami, and he has many disciples in Ukraine. And he was able to, 15 years ago, one of the politicians that became his disciple in the city of Mariupol. And so they built a yoga retreat center with 40 rooms. And so they have been able to get some of the people from the city out through the green corridors, although they have stopped that. The Russians have kind of stopped the roads, that nobody can get in and out or go anywhere. But anyway, they got a lot of people out of the city, except that now it is still not springtime. They're quite there yet. It's very cold. It's like 32, 40 degrees, and there is no heat, and there is really no water, and there is no food. This is the last communication I got 2 days ago from him. There is no, so the situation is very, very difficult. Here in Hawaii, we don't realize that this happened here in Hawaii as well, back maybe 100 years ago, but it is happening right now. And the problem is that humans have been able to build machines, war machines, which are way, way worse than they were 100, 200 years ago or 500 years ago. In the past, people used to fight with arrows and swords, and now they are fighting with things that are very lethal. And I don't think we realize this, but war has to go, otherwise we will not exist. And all of these atomic weapons, they have to go. They just have to go. We don't need atomic bombs. They have to go. And who is paying for this? The children. The children. No water, no food, and they don't care. We try to send them humanitarian aid. The Russians won't allow it. Okay, just tell me about why. I'm very upset about that. Why wouldn't allow humanitarian aid for the kids, huh? Tell me. That's inhumane. It's like the
Okay.
machines are taking over.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I think that rest of that is for another time and place. I wanted to make sure I included the first Sunday of the month is Crystal Bowl meditation starting up again. Yay! Did you know? Maybe the girl that does. Yeah. So it will be Sunday, April 3rd on the Lanai. So please note the new time is going to be from 8:30 to 9 o'clock. 8:30 to 9 o'clock. Okay. And then our March produce giveaway is today. So on your way out, make sure you don't leave empty-handed. And thank you to everyone who contributed to that. We also have service opportunities for volunteers, greeters, cleanup, setup, etc. We need volunteers for our 50th Jubilee, which is happening sometime in the next 10 years, I guess. Planning for the online auction, person to recreate and maintain. Oh, we're looking for somebody who would like to create and maintain a Facebook page for New Thought Center. And To volunteer, speak to a board member, send an email to our email address, which is spirit@newthoughtcenterofhawaii.com. And I told you how to get our mailing list earlier. So we thank you all for being here. I'd just like to do a little closing prayer to bring this, feels like a little scattered at the moment, bring us back into wholeness here. And also to let you know that we're going to venture to the Green Market for lunch today with our speakers. So if you'd like to join us and continue the conversation, please join us at the Green Market. And we will be back here at 1 o'clock to start doing the readings. Okay, only 6 spots left for readings. So
I wish I could
like to just have us all bring our energy back together again. So let's all just breathe again. 3 breaths, 3 deep breaths. In and out. And in and out. And in and out. And just being aware that there is an infinite divine source, a thing called spirit, God, creator, divine one, whatever your name is for that highest of high powers. We call on that, and we know that it is around us, in us, and through us, each and every one, each and everything, each and every place. For it is the creator of all that is. And we call upon that power now to visit us in this center of deep breathing and centeredness and peace within our bodies, to allow that to spread out and be absolutely contagious to everything and everyone out there, that this peace and this space and this love fills every face, space, and place. And that as we bless each other, we know we are also blessed. And we allow those blessings to continue through our day, through our week, through our month, through our year, by all we think, say, and do, but especially by how we be in the world. And we can choose that being in each and every moment. Choose your highest, choose your best. And we release this into the universe, knowing that it comes back to us fulfilled. Ua lele valiatula, ah mama e. And so it is, and so it is done. Amen.
Hawaii kuone hanae, hanae, kuhome, kuli ivine, oli noa ina pono lani o. Hey, Hawaii, aloha, hey, aoli na o pio o Hawaii ne. Oli, 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 Amine, Nake aloha, no. Now only now o pio o Hawaii ne. Oli
Hello.